any agenda for today that you want to discuss? I have actually two things that I added to the notes. Let me just start streaming.
I was notified that it was already streaming.
Yeah. Trying to copy the link. Okay. Did they change the UI on Zoom? Looks a little different. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Still.
Yes, and yes.
Okay.
Zoom has changed a bit.
Yes, I remember upgrading like 2 weeks ago, but I don't think I've started it after that. I had like two items. One is archival of the Notary repository. I believe there was an issue that was filed by Peter Feynman and Yi. And I had a meeting with Peter Goodall from Docker yesterday. He was asking me about that, and he was kind of proposing that until Docker Content Trust is not deprecated, we should not kind of archive the repository, which I agree with. So we are working on a plan with him to eventually say that what we're gonna do with this repository, and maybe add some announcements to the repository to say, okay, this is what will happen with this repository, because Docker Content Trust is dependent on this code base. We don't want to archive it for a certain period of time, and we need to figure out what that period of time will be with Peter. So him and I agreed that by maybe July 1st, we'll have a plan created, and at that time we will kind of put announcement on the repository, as well as what will happen with Docker Content Trust. That is kind of this agenda item. So do you folks have any questions for me, or any ideas or opinions about the repository?
Yeah, I think July 1st is probably ambitious of a timeline to have a plan for deprecating and replacing DCT.
Yeah. He also mentioned that, but we are kind of we put some timeline to at least have idea for the plan. Maybe July 1st is the ETA for the ETA. But let's see how much progress we can make by then. Yeah. And once again, July 1st is not the date that we'll archive the repository. So we don't know what that date will be, but at least kind of setting the expectation what will happen with this repository. We would like to, because for now it seems to be kind of stalled. There is no activity there. People are wondering, is this going to be archived? Not. There is this issue that is filed about the archival of the repository and so on. So we just want to add more clarity on what will happen with it.
So Todd, is there an issue that is tied to this action?
It is. Let me go and find it. I just started these things this morning, and
It's in the notes of previous meetings somewhere.
yes, I believe so.
Okay, no worries. I can look into it.
I need to see whether that's in the GitHub issue or
There's the GitHub issue. Yeah, I think it's in like the .github directory or something.
yes, that is this one.
Yeah, it's 70.
70 in the GitHub.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the first thing that I had on the agenda. The second thing is KubeCon NA 2024. So we will have maintainers track talk that we can do. I had some conversation with a customer who is interested in using Notary project, specifically the notation HashiCorp Vault plugin. So they expressed interest to do a combined talk, but I wanted to bring this to the community and kind of ask whether any one of you has any ideas about any other things that we would like to talk. So the maintainers talk is normally like what we've done in the past is, yeah, this is what we have implemented as features, and this is what eventually we plan to do. But I think it's more interesting to kind of have at least some user of Notary project who can kind of provide some testimonials, how they use it, provide feedback. That seems to be more interesting for people who are attending KubeCon sessions than just like, yeah, we have another 2 features. So what are your thoughts about that? I'm happy to kind of work with the customer. And by the way, the customer is Daimler. They had a very nice presentation in the last KubeCon, kind of talking about Kubernetes admission controllers. So they are investing a lot in Kubernetes, and they are looking in supply chain security a lot also. Vani and David, any thoughts about anything else that you would like to include in the maintainers talk? Anything that you want to bring up?
I think go ahead, David. Take shot.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, by then we should have a decent idea of what the path forward of deprecation and replacement for DCT and Notary V1. So we could talk about something about that. Vani?
Yeah, what I was thinking is, Todd, I think from the notary perspective, right, the features and of course the additional features is something good to know as well for the KubeCon customers, so that whatever they're planning, for those features, they can look into Notary itself, because some of the videos already exist, right, between you and Milind. So those videos are really good. Actually, they can see for the existing features. From the user perspective, I think that's a good addition, which we have not done in the past. The experience, I would say that, plus how we are going to bring in the future features as well. Kind of the combination is good than reiterating the existing features which already exists out there.
Yeah, for sure, we will kind of have update on new features that are implemented in the last 6 months. So between like KubeCon in April and November, we will also talk about the plan. That is for sure. That's part of the maintainer tag. That I'm not saying that we should drop it. I like what David is saying about the Docker content trust. So that is another thing that we need to include. Any other ideas that come up? Yeah, let's iterate on those. The next, we have time, so it's in November. I don't know what is the deadline to submit the maintainers track. I believe the deadline for the normal sessions is end of next week, or June either 6th or 9th. But the maintainers track, they have a little bit more time. So I'll submit the track. The only thing at the submission, kind of, we need to think what will be kind of the topic and the theme of the talk. But yeah, let's maybe in the next 2-3 weeks think about topics that we would like to include, and we have time to prepare everything by November. Okay, that's everything I had actually for today.
So today, I had a couple of things, right? David and so Toddy, today we had this security audit meeting, right? So based on the scope, the strategy that we were discussing is, do we need to have all the features, especially the timestamp sign and the blob signing, and also the CRL support, right? Do we need to have all three features in order to go to the audit? Because the audit, like based on what Helen and the other auditor we were discussing about, is they want to start, the start date was June 24th. And between E and me, like what we see is the release with these features probably will not be meeting it by June 24th, but what we were discussing is it like having the timestamping and blob signing features release done and the audit starts, and then we can add the CRL feature as a new release, and they can focus on that release with only the CRL feature, because we are not modifying any of the existing features that already audit is done, especially for the timestamp and the slide blob. But we would like to know, is there any cost effectiveness with this, or what is the, just wanted to understand.
I was not on this meeting, so I didn't have it on my calendar. And to be honest, like I was not plugged in for the last 2 or 3 weeks. I cannot say, unfortunately.
Okay, no problem. I think we can bring it on Monday's meeting so that we have a bigger crowd.
Yeah, but I can talk with. Is it the same company that does the audit?
Yes, it's the same. Amir, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can talk with. Actually, I have a meeting with Feynman and E tonight, so I can bring it up and make sure that this is added to the agenda for Monday. But I don't have opinion on for. So I was even not aware that we are starting the audit. So.
Yeah. That's it I had. Yeah.
Okay. Then let me sync with Feynman and E, and I'll make sure that this is one of the topics for Monday, and we create a good plan. What I know from those audits is that we don't have a lot of flexibility on kind of the start dates, and just because this is kind of contractual agreement with CNCF and the company that the audit. So if we are not ready, let's say with the CRL feature, by the time that they complete particular part of the audit, most probably it will not be included in the audit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 Anything else?
I'm good, Toddy. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I will update the notes. And yeah, we'll talk on Monday. I guess, David, that's too late for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
See you next time.
Next Thursday then. See
All
you.
right. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.